How about this guy, Tosh, huh? He knows his purpose. I mean, he's a guy, he's active in the community. I'll tell you what he is. He's a role model. He's a role model for people both in his direct community and for those who want to look towards a hero that, spent his time striving for excellence. Some people that are here, they want to be an entrepreneur. They want to create jobs. I mean, right, Taj? That's a man or a woman who can provide work to a family. That's a gift. Or the nurse. I don't know if you've been in a hospital lately, but we don't spend much time with doctors when you're visiting somebody in the hospital. You got to know who the next nurse is, because the nurses are the ones that are there. And what would you do when you're in the hospital for a loved one to have the best nurses possible? And what is that nurse? Smiles, compassionate, caring, a little extra. Am I right, Ben? You're shaking your head. That's what it is. Or if you're a teacher. Teachers don't, we don't pay teachers enough. I mean, let's face it. We just don't pay them enough. I don't know that they do it for the money. I think they do it to change lives. And they do it so that we go back to them 30 years later and say, you really meant something to me. So I want to tell whatever it is, being a doctor and making a phone call at 11:30 at night when you'd rather be sleeping, or whether you're work at a bank and you got some small business woman teetering on the edge who you're trying to take a chance on. There's so much that we can do. In politics today, we tend to think that somebody is going to come riding into where we live on a white stallion, fix all of our problems. Not going to happen. I mean, the people at the top, they can do some things to fix things. I mean, big time things. I mean, look, we can have common sense regulations and not choke small business. We can reduce taxes, which sends a very important signal both to the individual and to the business that it's okay to believe that the economy is going to be okay. And we can finally get ourselves in a position to balance a budget and start getting people to do their job. Okay, those three things will create jobs. We need to make sure we fix Social Security. We need to make sure that we can protect the border. You got guys down here in their red shirts with the Social Security. We've got to fix it. We have to fix it. There's so many things that we have to do. Those are things that the folks in Washington should go down there to do. I tell people I'm going to send them a plan in the first 100 days to change the regulatory environment, to reduce taxes for individuals and businesses, to have a capital gains tax, to give companies a reason to be able to bring their profits home from Europe so they invest here, a plan to balance the budget by restraining the growth of government and by transforming the way in which we do entitlements, and getting a plan to fix Social Security, and rebuilding the Pentagon so we have strength in the military, and reassuming our leadership role in the world, and moving welfare and transportation and cut taxes, and also job training and education and programs for the poor and health care back to the states so we can all design programs and learn from one another. That's in the first 100 days. And getting the phone numbers of all the moms and dads who have kids in Congress so that on Mom's birthday I can wish her happy birthday as the president. She calls her kid who's ever in the Congress and said, "Don't you mess with that president, I like him." But I'll do that. But what we got to do is going back to that little town in the Keys Rocks where we were safe, didn't have a lot, where we were secure, optimistic, hopeful about our lives and the future and what could be accomplished. You see, it all is with us. Right here at this very sweet and beautiful university called Clemson. All over this state of South Carolina, in the big towns and the little towns, we have to fix education. We have to make sure that those schools are producing the skills for our kids so they can have jobs that exist today and tomorrow, not jobs that existed 50 years ago. We have to do it. You got a problem with drugs? Don't wait for somebody else to show up. You show up. And kids, students who are here today, you want to obscure your purpose in life? You mess with drugs. You stay off those drugs. And when you go to those parties, and you've had your 3 drinks, and one of your friends says, we can just try that, one of those pills in that bowl over there, just one time, come on, let's do it. You get out of that place. Because I've seen too many young people and their families who mourn either their addiction or the loss of their life. Please don't mess with that stuff, okay? Have a great time. I mean, going to college is not just about learning, it's having a great time too, and learning how to get through life. But just stay off the pills. And when it comes to the poor,